Oh, is this we get to pick what we're gonna, yep. I mean we have to. We're not doing that. We did. That is funny though, that ice cream is on where the little sea serpent is on the map. That's funny. I like that. You know that Renza's gonna be so pissed about this. It's gonna be so funny. And I do nothing unless it's for the bit. Over his steaming tisane, you mull over what Malik has told you. Renza, of all people, is a regular at his shop. Yet you know her bases in La Marina, and she bears the paleness of an artisan focused on her craft. You can hardly picture her baking under the sun on her way to Kiralise. You steep in your thoughts as the lavender does in hot water, and conclude that a visit to Malik is in order. Hand of pie. Oh no, wait, is this gonna put him under an even bigger target though? Oh no, wait, I shouldn't think about that. Whoops. Sorry, homie. The Hand of Piety is closed. Heavy velvet curtains are drawn to hide the merchandise from sight. Strange. Oh. Who the hell is that? Grandma? You circle the building and enter the shared courtyard. Malik is there in his Havidian robes instead of his usual attire, talking with someone you assume is his neighbor. Have you gone to visit them yet? I have not. The old woman clicks her tongue in disapproval. It was your poor mother's last wish to see you, you know. Don't make her wait too long. With that, the neighbor closes her window. Lost in her parting words, Malik bites the inside of his cheek, still unaware of your presence. You don't have to do what she says, you know. If this is some fucked up shit. Wait, what did she say? What exactly was happening? Have you gone to visit them? Mother's last wish to see you. Don't make it. That, okay, that's mean. Yeah, you don't gotta do what anybody says. Fuck the man. You don't have to do what she says. Your voice startles him. Don't let her guilt you into hurting yourself. If I were a better son, I'd have a good reason for not going to the cemetery, but I don't. He doesn't need a reason. You know the complicated feelings he has around his parents and the legacy they've bestowed upon him. Don't say that, Malik. I've seen how potent your grief was. That's what makes you their son, not a visit to their last resting place. He agrees with you with a bittersweet smile. I was hoping to run into you. I'm headed to the Palace of the People. That's why you're wearing your robes. You haven't seen him don them since his uniform was completed. Mine's a desperate attempt to sway their first impressions in my favor. When you put it like that, have you ever been to the Palace of the People? He's inviting you to go with him. Shiroko might be there. Am I allowed to? I believe so. Besides, I'm headed there to ask their help with the scarred ruffians that earned your ire. They might know something. Oh, then fuck yeah, we're going. In that case, I'm coming with. It's not unusual for Havidian men to wear robes in Kiralise, and while some glances linger more than usual, nobody avoids you and Malik or stares at you. What is the Palace of the People exactly? It was still being built when I left, so I'm not privy to the details. I know that it serves as an embassy and a school. And despite being in Kiralise, its grounds follow Havidian laws. How come? Banu Havidyar is a people before being a land. It's even in the name. That's why the embassy is called that. you cut through Atri's Rest and continue toward the outer wall of the city. People there will call me Malik. Just like Shiroko does. Should I call you Malik or Malik when we're in there? Also, which do you prefer in general? Like, don't fucking anglicize your name if you don't want to. There's no need to change the way you say my name. I answer to both. The dome of the Palace of the People glitters in the sun, pale like salt. When you step through the gates, you feel a comforting presence around you, the blissful emptiness of the abyss. A ward has been placed around the palace, one that welcomes you and Malik both. The courtyard, wowie zowie, is nice in here. The courtyard that opens before you is a triumph of delicately carved brass, tiles shaped like the tides, and marbles of different hues perfectly cut together. Now you understand why Malik chose to wear his robe. You feel out of place. The shadow Malik casts on the ground suddenly spasms and splits without him noticing. The wisp that leaves him waves at you before running off. The fuck? Oh, was that Shiroko? What do you think of the palace? With wonder in his eyes, Malik smiles at his surroundings. It's gorgeous. I do feel like an outsider, but primarily gorgeous. I wonder how it is on the inside. There aren't many people outside. Some are lounging in the shade of the archways. Others walk briskly from door to door with rolls of parchment stacked in their arms. A chorus of bell-like voices, children, you'd say, reaches you from one of the windows. They're learning how to count. A strong wind suddenly picks up, dry and warm against your cheeks. Ugh, bad for my asthma. Chimes sing the arrival of a storm, and all around you the people lying down stand to their feet. Malik asks you something, but he doesn't realize he's speaking Ophidian. The wind is strong enough to turn your hair into whips. You pull it away from your face just as the gusts slice the air in the middle of the courtyard. A tear appears, much like the one Marine summoned to dispel the blaze all those Senites ago. From the rift, an elegantly dressed figure steps out, Shiroko. All those bearing witness to him, all those who have rushed outside to witness his arrival, fall to their knees. As a god in the flesh to all of them, Shiroko looks at you. Oh no. Oh no. This is so awkward. Oh no, this is so awkward. He's gonna fucking laugh at me if I bend the knee. 100%. He's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? But everybody else is gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing if I don't? This is the fucking worst. This is the worst choice you've ever made me choose. Fuck me. Everybody's gonna be so mad at me if I don't bend the knee. I bent it. I feel awkward either way. I knew it. His eyebrow arches. Is he surprised? Confused? Listen, I'm weak to peer pressure, okay? I feel awkward normally, okay? I always feel like I'm not doing the right thing. Always, forever, okay? Peer pressure is very easy to succumb to. When he addresses the crowd, he does so in Havidian, of course. The language is too different from Keralesian, leaving you without a way to understand the envoy. Womp womp. Behind him, the rift mends itself. It begins pacing among the faithful and even passes you. Once again, the flowers embroidered on his garments catch your eye, so similar to those Malik carved on his own arm. The envoy's speech does not last more than a couple minutes. After a particularly passionate bout, the crowd repeats something in unison, and most of the kneeling people return to their feet. Malik is not among them. Shiroko walks over to a woman and touches her forehead. Only then does she stand, and the two exchange some words before she steps aside. One by one, Shiroko rewards those still prostrated with his attention until he reaches Malik and you, the last one still at the entrance. His eyebrow arches once again. Stop it. Okay, I'm embarrassed. Stop it. Why bend the knee when we're equal in our favor? You're both envoys. I know that. I don't act like I didn't know that, okay? I knew that, but everybody was gonna be so mad at me if I didn't, okay? Listen, I'm gonna cry about this later. Please, I have too much social anxiety. He touches Malik's forehead and says something in Havidian, which Malik repeats once he stands. Follow me inside, please. Petrified by reverence, Malik silently nods. The inside of the palace is a marvel of white marble and tiles that remind you of the sea. Blue and green like its waves with streaks of gleaming gold. I can finally meet you in the flesh. He's talking to you. Oh, right. Yes. That's right. I forgot that the last time you did a body takeover. Malik is at a loss for words. Wow, this is a big day for you, buddy. The very god that saved his life stands before him, talking to you with a familiarity he could never see coming. What brings you to my domain? Malik, I think you should be the one to tell him. Honored by your gesture, Malik begins explaining his recent troubles with the Liverna. Yes, a pest left festering. The prodigal one let their compassion turn into inaction. Who the fuck is the prodigal one? I'm so fucking curious, dude. Have you always known of them? Alarmed, Malik looks at you, but Shiroko has not taken offense to your question. They hide much like searing embers or concealed in ash. Their danger is known to me. You could purge them if you wished, deliver each and every one of them to the dark sea of the eternal night. It would be your right as an envoy. My approach is more subtle than carnage, okay? At least mass carnage. I'll kill 1 or 2 people, but that's a lot of people. That sounds exhausting. Also, I'm not doing that. I want the entire city to know of them. Well, wait. Do I? Is that the plan we're going with? Sure. Okay, I guess. Shiroko looks at you blankly. Why, pray tell? I promised the Admiral and the Minstrel to stay in the shadows. Until the darkest hour, when you will take a seat on the throne of charred corpses left in your wake. When you meet Malik's eyes, you recognize what's behind them. Fear. For the first time, he fears you. That sucks. That feels bad, actually. I could still totally not do that, okay? Listen, don't look at me like that. Please stop. You would reject the gift. Maybe. I don't know. I don't do what I'm told. Fuck the man. Shiroko says something in Havidian before correcting himself. A subtle approach in that case is to be preferred. I didn't know. But I shouldn't have guessed when you bent the knee for me. I wonder if you'll truly choose mortality once the time comes. I'm intrigued either way. Malik, you've come to beseech me. I shall lend you my aid. Shiroko promises Malik protection and reminds him that as a Havidian, he will always find sanctuary in the Palace of the People. He also extends his aid to you. One of those curs is a well-dressed woman with several spectacles. I'd like to know when she visits the shop. Whoa. Shiroko takes a jeweled dagger from his sash and hands it to Malik. The exquisite gold hilt is inlaid with rubies. Spill your blood for me when the woman visits, and I will ensure Zara will know. Is there not a different way we could have arranged this? With a deep bow, Malik accepts the weapon. God damn it. Until we meet again. He walks off, untethered from Malik's shadow while on Havidian soil. Malik clutches the dagger in his hand. I had no idea your purpose would fill me with such horror, yet you reject your blood-soaked destiny. Yeah, well, it was never my- I didn't fucking ask for this, okay? It's never my destiny. He smiles at you. To think that you would discard godhood for the curse of aging. Listen, don't... everybody stop. Stop having thoughts about me. With nothing else to do at the Palace of the People, you reassure Malik about the plan and leave for the refrain. You spend a day in tense idleness. The company of Brother Matya is a blessing that makes the passing of time less excruciating. You are yet to best him at bocce, and the game distracts him as much as it does you. On the second day, just as you're bracing yourself for more waiting, you feel a warm wind caress your cheek. Renza is at the hand of piety. Shiroko kept his word. Oh, shit. Should we do that? I feel like since we can, we should, but also, have we practiced that anymore? Or are we gonna fucking barf up blood again? Cause that would be bad. Well, we'll try. What could possibly go wrong? You lie on the bed, take a deep breath, and fracture. Your mind is welcomed by the shadows, and from them you see your eyes lose their luster and your body turn lifeless. Hopefully no one walks into my room and finds me like that, or they're going to freak the fuck out. As fast as a thought, you crawl across the wall and leave the refrain through the window left open. Shrunk to a needle, you curse the streets of Carolis for being so wide. Faster, faster. When you reach the pawn shop, you spot a single woman with a red bandana tied to her forearm. Reminds you of the bandana Renza wears. Perhaps she's inside the shop. Time flows differently from within the shadows. It stretches for as long as you like, or is as swift as you need. That sounds so handy. God, I'd love to have shadow powers literally just for that, honestly. The door opens and Renza, less bejeweled than you remember, comes out with a smirk. Okay, I hate that. You desperately try to focus on her words. The inside is chipped. In the right place. Swoman. What? What? Who? Wait, is that a name? I thought it was just a typo. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. It's the real one then. It won't be too hard to repair it. I'm already thinking of some improvements that could be made to make it even prettier. She begins walking and you follow her. Where will she take you? The conversation between the two is hard to follow. What are they even talking about? After a while, Renza parts from her companion. Get me some velvet for the lining, will you? Green or blue? Why not both? I wonder which one will pair best with the mother of pearl. Despite your curiosity, you stay focused on your surroundings. Renza crosses the square in front of the halls and ducks into an alley. A small vegetable garden encased by buildings is what you see next. Gems of lettuce sprout from the soil like emeralds. The plain door she unlocks opens into pure darkness. Did they forget again? Huddled against her, you descend into darkness. The concrete staircase soon turns into bare rock. A lit torch hangs on the wall in front of a barred door. Renza knocks just like Silas would. Nobody answers. You expect her to grow impatient, but she seems to be counting. She knocks again, this time only twice. Footsteps announce the presence of an old man with 2 swords on his hip. Back so soon. Where's your friend? Fetching something for me. Did you forget to light the torch upstairs? He grunts and produces a tinderbox from his pocket. What the hell is happening in here? Skitter, skitter. Oh shit. We found their secret hideout. You want to see a little more. The cramped tunnel carved in the bare rock soon turns into a cave. You can barely believe what you're seeing. Rugs smother the ground, and small rooms concealed by drapes have been scooped out of the walls. Some of the tents propped up in the cave have peculiar shapes. Have they been stolen from Havidians? Some heads poke out to acknowledge Renza, and a cat struts up to her with something in its maw. What's that, huh? Box by the entrance collects candles. She takes one, lights it with a torch, and walks to one of the tents. A small table inside is littered with tools and small metal bits. Hey, no, but what'd the cat have? The cat is the most important part of this to me. Excuse me? What happened to the cat? What's the cat got? I guess we've seen enough. Okay. Avoiding the candlelight, you spill over the rugs and slither back to the underground door. The armed man yawns and takes a swig of his tankard. Yes, very productive for guard duty. You go under the door and move up the stairs. He's lit the torch, and just as you make your way to the door, it opens. Oh, piss. Uh-oh, that's not good. The shadows that gave you refuge are pierced by light. You snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, and we're screaming. The light gouged you, cut you, broke you. It hurts. You hear frantic knocking on the door. Zara, what happened? Bit by bit, you fight away the pain, regain control of your body, and yell an excuse. You should not be caught in the light like that again. Okay. What? We get to do more options? Now that we've done recon, we can go and do a thing about it? We're not using ice cream for this. We simply can't. I really hope I don't get you hurt doing this. But I feel like this is what we gotta go with. Footsteps from the hallway announce the presence of either a guest or Ascanio. One moment. Good morning. Come in. I've been told you kept yourself occupied. Hope you've managed to learn something about these snakes. She approaches the painting on the wall to access the pulley system to the kitchen. I've been bothered by something Silas said. What? Which part? It'd be heartless of us not to be upset. You misunderstand me. 2 cups are already on the tray in the wall. She rings a bell and the ropes begin to move. Why are the scoundrels targeting the temples again? Isn't that because they want control? Wait, no, I didn't forget. I can remember. It's because they are hired by someone. Listen, it's kind of unfair that you're asking me this after I haven't played this for a little bit, so I don't remember things. I missed La Grande, I remember that. What? Excerpt a letter sent to the patron lord. Your daughter will make the perfect vessel. Wow, they asked our fucking dad for our body like weirdos. Okay. Your daughter will make the perfect vessel. Did you not say yourself how her grace rivals that of a swan and how her fury frightens even you? My friend, most dear, we need her fury.
What is the darkest hour, if not unbridled rage? You said it yourself. She has no beloved that will miss her, no children that will wash the obelisk with her tears. Gualtiero's too embroiled in the house's matters to be a good candidate. Why would you suggest him? Your direct successor truly escapes me. We do not need a lapse of judgment so close to the right. She's perfect. Wish you could see it as clearly as I do.
Wow, okay, weird. Silas, the Laverna. Your mouth will not betray me, your eyes will not give me away. Among the Laverna, scars on the eyes and lips are administered with purpose by Laverna herself. Occasionally, she makes the victim choose. The eyes are the most frightening, but the lips are the most painful. Screaming rips the flesh even further. Silas's old scar on her lips is a perfect cut. She did not scream. Oh. Oof. Okay. Marnie unshackled. When asked, why is this not scrolling? When asked whether the Aether could aid Marnie in reaching the abyss, Nessa replied by quoting Brother V. You must bleed for it, weep for it, beg for it. To wield the magic of the abyss, you must experience the ecstasy of pain, the throes of pleasure, the terror of loss. The Aether, it matters not. The delirium of blood loss, the despair of hunger, is kindled to your flame. May you forever burn. Okay. Mattia captive. Managed to rescue Brother Mattia right on time. What would have happened had you been too late? I think we know what would have happened. We had a fucking textbook example of what would happen. Among Whispers is told by Silas. Years ago, when the temples were still under construction and life was shit, someone had enough. She wasn't a goddess. She was a woman just like me, and she was angry. People are starving left and right, selling their children for a meal, so she helped those children. Taught them how to climb walls and sneak under windows. We've already heard this. She said this to us. This doesn't help me remember why they're going after priests. Oh wait, I remember why they're going after priests. Because these priests are the ones who were like, hey, these scary, not actual priests, I'm not a fan. That's right, I remember now. Good old brain. Here, Elysian remedies. Gator, you look dreadful. Your mouth. What is this foul smell? Did you just fucking shit yourself, dude? What caused this? You were fine last night. Enough with the dramatics. Talk to me. Hurts to speak. Let me bring you to an apothecary. Not the one by the wrist. By Reikel's beard. Why not? She's the closest. Last time I visited Brother V there, I was possessed by an uncontrollable itch that took over my whole body. Why'd you not tell me about it? Because I saw you were unaffected. What could be causing this? Did you just fucking fart again? Well, why? I remember why. It's because... Oh, wait. No, this is why they're targeting the temples, though. I have a good idea. I definitely know this. I do. Yep. I didn't forget. I believe the temples hide access to... Oh. Yep. Totally. I knew that.
Their lair.
She smirks for a moment.
What else used to be a temple before being repurposed into a tavern?
The Rose? You think... Wait. The first time you went to the Rose with Silas and Marnie, the innkeeper insisted on asking her something. Oh, that I'll never remember.
I think the innkeeper's basement problem might be exactly what we're looking for.
From inside the wall, the bell rings again. The rope pulls up the tray with 2 steaming cups and a bundle of herbs. Your cunning is as awe-inspiring as it is fierce. With a smirk, she places the 2 cups on your writing desk and dips the herbs in the steaming water. That sound made it... I would have sworn that you just fucking poured that shit all over my table.
I know. The usual smell of the rose is drowned by the aroma of fresh bread.
Yes. Tanginess of citrus fruit.
There aren't many patrons around this early in the morning, and the innkeeper is quick to take notice of you.
Missus,
He nods in greeting to you both.
what'll you have today?
Marne takes a step forward, confident as always in her splendid blue robes. Have I ever properly introduced myself? My name is Marne, Indogatrix Emerita of the Halls, Third of the Council, Hand of the Order, and Brilliance of the School of the Ether.
Yeah, you got this. That's an awful lot of titles for a modest establishment like mine.
Don't sell yourself short. I believe you requested the Hall's assistance some Senites in the past.
I did, yes. Never got a reply, unless...
Something with a pantry, a basement. Do tell, I'll see the matter resolved.
The innkeeper yells for someone to take his place, and a younger version of himself, his son, you assume, walks out of the kitchen. Follow me.
There's little reason for a tavern to have such a convoluted floor plan, but there was a temple before being repurposed. New walls have been erected to slice a grand hallway into small rooms for guests connected to one main hallway. Behind a drape, a hatch leads to the basement.
I don't imagine you have a tinderbox with you.
One isn't necessary. A spark flies from her hand to the torch stump on the wall. The light is faint, but enough for you to safely descend the ladder. Basement is exactly as you imagined it to be. Damp, littered with crates and boxes, soaked in a sickly sweet odor. On the wall to the right, you see the remnants of an arch filled with bricks and concealed with stucco. When did you turn this temple into the Rose?
That was 7 years ago. They were letting the building rot, but I saw it for what it could be.
Has the basement always been an issue?
As far as I remember, yeah.
Sir, thank you for your cooperation.
Are you gonna do something about it?
Magic isn't something to be shown so freely. Leave me and my companion here for a moment, and I shall see what can be done.
The roll of his eyes, he does as Marne suggested.
Good job. You point at the walled up arch.
If that doesn't look like an entrance, I don't know what does.
If only there was a way to reach the other side. You squint to look better, and the darkness around you parts to show you a loose brick in the smallest of gaps.
Well, are these not the same? Oh, no, they're not the same, because one is turning into a shadow and one is just throwing my brain over there. Yeah, let's do that one. I'm gonna part from my body to explore the other side.
Did you have any occasion to practice after Nessa taught you? If what she does can be all teaching.
Marne.
By her own admission, what she did was open your mind to the possibility that she showed you. Nothing more.
I take it that your own progress?
It's so minuscule as to be unquantifiable, but we didn't come here to lament the glacial pace of my magical studies.
You sit on one of the steps of the ladder and rest your back against it.
I will stay by your side, my friend.
Enveloped in darkness, you close your eyes and detach yourself from the feeling of the steps against your spine.
Slowly lose the sensation in your fingertips, and your hearing grows distant and faint.
Then you can see yourself. Your head slumps forward, and Marne catches you, keeping you upright.
Weightless, you spill through the gap in the wall. A tunnel carved through the rock welcomes you on the other side. The remnants of handiwork, a pile of musty bricks and tools still coated in rock-solid stucco, lie on the ground, covered in webs. Your shadowy form doesn't have eyes or ears, but the darkness grants you vision and carries distant sounds to you. sloshing and bell-like dripping of water, distorted by distance. It's hard to follow the sounds, but you try. The caves are a maze that twists and turns and loops. Empty torch holders are secured here and there, and there's a surprising amount of drawings on the wall, mostly obscene in nature. You're as fast as your mind allows in this form, and keeping track of the carvings on the walls prevents you from getting lost. Good old Dick Doodle's leading the way. Eventually the ceiling lowers until it becomes a crawl space. At the end, you see 3 lights slice the shadows. The exit is barred, and it shows a small walkway at the canal's mouth, where fresh water meets seawater. With an alternative route secured, you jolt back to the basement. Drawings guide you to the pile of bricks and the walled-off arch. The tunnel continues, unexplored on the other side. You spill through the hole and emerge on the other side. Marnie is pacing back and forth and keeps glancing at you. You return to your flesh, overwhelmed by heightened senses. The sizzling of the torch is deafening, and the sickly sweet smell of rodent urine makes you gag.
Zara, you had me worried. Her voice booms in your ears. I just need a moment.
Of course. You focus on one sense at a time, taming its intensity until you can breathe again, hear again, feel again without screaming inside. She helps you stand. The innkeeper is an impatient man. Should I close the gap in the wall?
Please do. I've found an alternative entrance.
A gravelly sound accompanies the elegant movement of her arm. Like butter, the stucco roughly applied on the wall evens to fill any gaps. Tense like a bowstring, Marine waits in silence for a couple of seconds.
The warden should have come by now? She breathes a sigh of relief.
Without an audience, such a puny display of magic isn't worthy of punishment.
I don't count. What am I, chopped liver?
Exceptions should be made for a guest of the hall, such as yourself.
Climb back upstairs. The innkeeper's pacing back and forth and approaches you briskly.
Did you... You will have to place sacks of salts to remove the moisture from the air, but yes, the problem should be solved.
I just realized we never talked about payment.
How terrible.
She takes your arm and pulls you away. The innkeeper's too dumbfounded to reply, but he does follow you. Just so you know, I can't... Look, this is a modest business. I can't pay like nobles do.
I'm aware. Allow us access to the mezzanine, and I'll waive the payment.
Of course, miss, as you wish.
Excellent.
Incredulous, he watches you climb the stairs to the mezzanine. Wave. He waves back slowly before returning behind the counter.
Tell me what you've learned.
Your recollection is met with earnest interest and questions.
Carving that maze under the nose of the entire city must have been no small feat.
Could the ruffians have used magic to part the stone?
I would have to see with my own eyes to be certain.
She is not denying the possibility.
Now that you know how to access the labyrinth, what will you do?
I wish to know if it connects to what's underneath the heart. Tunnels you explored look abandoned, after all. Could they have been cut off from the rest?
And with your magic, those curs will be none the wiser. Huh.
I'm not doing that. What are you gonna do now?
I will return to the halls and peruse our records. I want to know if magic was used to aid such scum.
Without the need to conceal your words, you join the other patrons downstairs. You part ways. She heads back to the halls, and you to the refrain, both content with the knowledge you've acquired. Anything to eradicate the Laverna. Are we eradicating them? I thought that wasn't the plan. Wow, I get to keep picking things? Please don't make me summon ice cream. I really don't want to do that. We'll get a stomachache.
Armin of Dusk died gruesomely defending his beliefs, no matter how false they are, and the people of Carolis are none the wiser. That has to change. Who better than Alpheon to help you undermine the Laverna's secrecy? You wonder if he has ever written a song before. Despite the way he carries himself, he's not been walking on this world much longer than you have.
Let's see how good he is at rhyming.
There's still the odd drape or two adorning the streets, remnants of the festival and of happier times. You still hear music, the gentle notes of a lute coming from a few streets over.
That can't be him, can it? Decide to take a look.
After a short walk, you enter a square bathed in the shade of trees. Washing fountain is one big splash as the adults wash laundry and children run around with a dog. Away from the rowdiness, yet enjoying every minute of it, is Alpheon. A smile plays on his lips as his fingers lazily pluck the strings of his lute.
You found me. What? Were you hiding? Why would I do such a thing?
You sit next to him. I don't imagine you came here to listen to me brood about all the things we'll never experience.
No, but you know I don't mind the brooding. I came here because if there's anyone who can execute the plan I have in mind, it's you. I've learned their name, Laverna. His task, in your mind, is simple. Is to create a song insidious enough to plant, like a seed, the name of the scoundrels into the minds of the people. Although, oh no, isn't that gonna, like, straight up directly endanger him? Like, if these people catch wind of people fucking talking about this and being like, oh yeah, I heard it in a song. Like, hello? I don't want to put that kind of heat on him.
Once everybody knows their name, they'll be able to talk about them.
What do you say? Are you willing to help?
You put a lot of pressure on me. My first song is gonna have to be a hit.
First song?
Original piece, I meant. You didn't think I wrote Fiery Moonlight, right?
He puts down his lute.
It takes years to do what I do competently. I've only been around for 2, so forgive me for playing popular pieces instead of coming up with my own.
His frown isn't half as serious as he wants it to look.
Yours is a fine plan. I'm in.
Thank you.
I'll do my best for you and the city. Granted, my first original piece might not be stellar. But that's what the Abyss magic is for, right?
I can help you. I don't want to just be like, hey, get this done for me.
Do you know anything about verses, stanzas, lyrics?
You're right, I shouldn't have offered. I mean, I'd like to think I'm good with rhymes, sometimes.
He smirks. What rhymes with my name, then?
Galleon. Champion is pretty close, too.
You are good. We should start with a melody. Something simple. We can always make it ornate later.
His lute finds its rightful place back in his arms, and he begins plucking strings. You don't know much about composing, and are happy to give your reactions to the tune slowly forming. Oh, jeez. People doing their laundry come and go, and the bells mark the 13th hour before Alpheon's happy with a melody. You could have told me before starting that you were a perfectionist.
It's my first song. I want it to be special.
After the melody comes the lyrics.
I'm quite fond of similes. Inspire me. What are the Laverna like?
Rats? Oh. Like insects, I guess, is the closest. Yeah. Yeah. rats. I mean insects. Shut the fuck up. Oh, worms, maggots, spiders. No, like cockroaches, dude. You shudder at the mention of so many disgusting creatures. I'm thinking of a good rhyme. I love the faint humming. They pick the old priest clean. Plump crawly worms they are. Don't look because your tears to them, oh, they are a feast. What? What rhymes here? That didn't rhyme. Help me with it then. You help him with the initial verse until he can sing it confidently without getting tongue twisted. You know, the subject matter might not call for it, but I find this fun. Let's see if more songs will follow your first one. The second verse is the one that reveals the offensive name of the gang of ruffians. I won't set myself up for failure and attempt to make a rhyme with Laverna. You should fear the Laverna, that's the hidden name, of worms that feast on corpses and spread disease and pain. You already used feast once. I wouldn't make the song too long, just enough so it can stick in people's minds like honey. It needs to end revealing that the animals were people all along. You should fear the Laverna. Wait, do not fear the Laverna for the last verse. Give the people some hope. Do not fear the Laverna, that's the hidden name of thieves, liars, and scoundrels, beasts most inhumane. They steal some there, they kill some there, and then they skulk back in the shadows. But now you know what to call them, to their itty-bitty face. Itty-bitty face. Catchy, isn't it? Itty-bitty face. Sure, good job, buddy. I'm not bad at this minstrel thing, huh? I'll work on the song some more on my own, maybe write something down. Say, where should I perform it? I mean... Fuck. I can't help but wonder, oops. Triggered my own brain rot. I'm worried that where we pick is gonna decide, like what's the chances of one of these people hearing this and then being like, hey, fuckhead, you're not supposed to say that name. I mean, if we say the rose, then the origin is super easy to pin down and connect to Alpheon, right? So that's bad. Atri's Rest is probably also bad, because with such a large audience, there's no way one of these people won't overhear it, right? Oh, I'm gonna throw up a little bit. Okay, yeah, small squares. Small squares like this. I couldn't possibly go wrong. I'm gonna save. No, save it there. Good, okay. Oh boy. Nothing. The audience cycles in and out while still being manageable. What happens if Laverna watches you perform, though? Good question. Do you want them to know of the song? No. Oh, no. I mean, I guess that's good, but... fuck. Wait. What's our play here? What are we trying to accomplish? I don't remember. We're just trying to get the name out there, but why? So that people know? So that they're freaked out? I feel like, I didn't think hard enough about why we're doing things. No. No, I don't want that heat on you. Just forget about it. I don't care if this was our fucking goal. Don't put yourself under that target, dude. One last question. Imagine this. The song spreads like wildfire. Other minstrels might wish to add it to their repertoires. Yes, that's fine. That's great, even. Because then it can't be... I mean, it still can potentially be traced back to you, but the more people that are singing it, the less heat is on you. Oh, shit. So it shall spread even further. Yes, that's me. Sorry, the flip-flopping of everybody threw me. All that's left to do now is set the plan in motion. I have a good feeling about this. I'm glad for you, because I feel a little nauseous. You spend the rest of the day with Alpheon. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't go horribly wrong. You're already outside the refrain before the bells mark the 8th hour. Although, through Alpheon, you have planted the seeds of rebellion. Now you have to wait for them to bear fruit and bring forth the Laverna's downfall. How? I don't know. It'll take time for his song to spread in the minds of people. The wait will be as excruciating as it will be sweet. In the meanwhile, you can use your magic to infiltrate the Laverna's Cove and learn more about it. Oh, hi. Shadows coalesce in front of your eyes and form a familiar shape. You blink and Atri appears in front of you with her hood lowered. Yo. Morning. Likewise. When she straightens her shoulders, her pose is as stern as that of a city guard. Today is an important date for me. A grim anniversary. Her bandaged hands fidget closed and open. Alpheon wouldn't understand. But you might in some years. Will you accompany me to the cemetery? Her lip is split and it glistens with fresh blood. Trembles for a moment as she takes a deep breath to steel herself. I don't wish to be alone. Lead the way. Thank you. Her shape becomes indistinct, a blur of fabric and skin. She spills into the shadows of the street, turning her body into pure darkness. And you do the same. The shadows welcome you both with eagerness. Without a body, without the limits of a physical form, you're as quick as a thought. You can't see Atri, yet you feel her presence like a steady hand behind your back. You spill over the cobblestones and crawl on the walls like ivy. Reaching the top of the great city walls, centuries-old fortifications meant to make the city impregnable, is an easy feat for your shadowy form. A small path slithers down the hill and leads to a garden surrounded by a low wall. Atri resumes her physical form, and you do the same. God, you got better at it. You smile. It's true. What once made you double down in pain now only gives you a slight sense of queasiness, gone in a moment. Once you step into the cemetery, gravel crunches beneath your feet, and the air in your lungs turns thin. Shadows that hide among the glittering fronds reach out for you, moving the foliage as if they had a corporeal body. The abyss that permeates the cemetery leaves your throat sore, your eyes stinging, and your fingers feeling bruised. How many tears have watered these corpse flowers, infusing them with grief and loss? Yet their petals are no less vibrant, the life that buzzes around them no less busy. Just like the sun, the flowers grown on corpses ignore the pleas of mortals. Amid such lushness, the dour obelisk in the middle of the cemetery seems out of place. A name is there. Hundreds of names have been carved into the polished stone. Theirs aren't. Theirs? She places a bandaged hand on the obelisk, and for a moment grief makes her look small. Oh, Jenny and Frito, my hearth, gone as the shadows were mending me. What? Oh no! You discarded all subtlety, Yetter. It was painful to witness.
for you, perhaps. Fernando seems to like my forwardness. Be forward to him in private, then, the next time. What makes you think he's interested? He did mention a hearth. Yeah, one you do not belong to. Can't imagine he'd discard his beloveds for you. Not discard them. It could be a new ember lit by his sizzling flame. Hey, Michael, forgive your dreadful poetry. She pulls her hood closer to her face and looks away. Today would have been our anniversary. Just let her talk. It's been 187 years since the last time I saw them. You expect her to tell you more, but her lips are trembling, and even underneath the hood you see tears streak her cheeks. What waters the cemetery's flowers, if not the tears of those left behind? Beneath the earth, roots work to turn decay into life, to turn piles of corpses into compost for a quiet, contemplative garden. I knew I'd outlive Frito and Eugenia. I knew it, yet we still united in a hearth. This pain is one you two are bound to feel, but you see, just like a physical blow, you can use it. How so? The smile of a stranger, a strand of hair tucked behind delicate ears. They remind me of my hearth. See Frito and Eugenia's tears in the faces of those I save. They're worth protecting. I'd go through thousands more blazes if it meant saving my beloveds. You want me to save them too? Do not demand anything of you, not while you're still undertaking your trials. Autry falls silent. The obelisk seems to record the deaths of members of the nobility and some exceptional merchants. Your name is also carved on the stone, right below that of the old patron Lord Legrande. How are the common people remembered? There are no headstones for them, not even sticks to mark individual graves. Most aren't. Help me find a sharp rock. Are you gonna deface the obelisk? That's an even better idea than mine. The gravel crunches under your steps as you begin your search. I'm not gonna ask you that. That seems too mean. Both of these questions are honestly kind of mean, but at least this one's a little bit less mean in my opinion. Are you not restoring your appearance to honor your hearth? The corner of her mouth briefly curls into a smirk with no bite. Autry crouches among the fragrant bushes to show you a sharp rock. Come. Instead of approaching the obelisk, she heads for the wall that surrounds the cemetery. Despite looking surprisingly well maintained, with little ivy in sight, coming closer shows shallow markings in the stucco. Single letters, small drawings, hearts, small memorials for the folks too poor to get immortalized in the obelisk. Mages should keep this clean, but some have enough of a heart to let the poor folk pretend they matter. Autry looks at the rock in her hand. Can you write? She offers it to you. It's sharp enough to easily scratch the stucco on the wall. Eugenia. You say her name as you write it with a flair. Frito. And Autry. You add her name underneath theirs. Once you're done, you turn towards Autry, who's looking away. I've taken enough of your time. Thank you for coming with me. In the blink of an eye, she's gone. Back to the shadows, where she has no tears to shed. Don't tell Alfion. With no ties to the cemetery and nobody to cry for, you decide to return to the refrain.